Hey, what's up guys? Steve here, and today we're going to take a look at the 50 highest selling 1987 through 1994 Michael Jordan basketball cards from the PWCC weekly auction that ended on January 7th. And we'll kick today's list off at number 50 with this 1991 Fleer Michael Jordan League Leaders card number 220. This was a PSA 9 and it sold for $19.20. Up next at number 49 is this 1993 Topps Michael Jordan card number 384. This was a PSA 9 and it sold for $20.40. We're sticking to the 1993 Topps basketball set at number 48, this time with Michael Jordan's base card with card number 23. This was a PSA 9 and it sold for $21.60. Coming in at number 47 is this 1992 Upper Deck Champion 87 and 88 Michael Jordan card number 453. This was a PSA 9 and it sold for $21.60. We're headed to the inaugural 1990 Skybox basketball set at number 46 with Michael Jordan's base card with card number 41. This Jordan was in a PSA 9 and it also sold for $21.60. Up next at number 45 is Michael Jordan's card number 23 from the 1992 Upper Deck basketball set. This was a PSA 9 and it sold for $25.20. Coming in at number 44 is this 1992 Stadium Club Michael Jordan card number 1. This was a PSA 9 and it sold for $25.20. We get our first Michael Jordan basketball card from the 1980s at number 43, with his 1989 Fleer All-Star sticker with sticker number 3. This was ungraded but authenticated by NBA, and it also sold for $25.20. Up next at number 42 is this 1990 Hoop Sam Vincent featuring Michael Jordan with card number 223. This was a PSA 9 and it sold for $26.40. We're headed to the inaugural 1989 Hoops basketball set at number 41 with Michael Jordan's base card with card number 200. This was a PSA 9 and it also sold for $26.40. Up next at number 40 is this 1992 Stadium Club Michael Jordan card number 210. This Jordan was in a PSA 9 and it sold for $30 even. Coming in at number 39 is Michael Jordan's card number 307 from the 1991 Skybox basketball set. This was a BGS 9.5 and it sold for $31.20. Up next at number 38 is this 1993 Upper Deck Holo Jam Michael Jordan card number H4A. This was a BGS 8.5 and it sold for $38.40. We're headed to the inaugural 1991 Upper Deck basketball set at number 37 with this Bulls checklist featuring Michael Jordan with card number 75. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for just short of $40. We get another classic junk wax era Jordan at number 36, with his base card from the 1990 Fleer basketball set with card number 26. This classic Jordan was in a SGC 9.5, and it sold for $43.20. Coming in at number 35 is this 1994 A Question of Sport UK Michael Jordan. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $46.80. Up next at number 34 is this 1991 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 69. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $55.20. We're sticking to the inaugural 1991 Upper Deck basketball set at number 33. This time with this all-star checklist featuring Michael Jordan with card number 48. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $56.40. Coming in at number 32 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Finest with card number 1. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $62.40. Up next at number 31 is this 1991 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 44. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $72 even. We're headed to Series 2 of the 1990 Hoops basketball set to kick off the top 30, with this team checklist featuring Michael Jordan with card number 358. This Bulls checklist was in a PSA 10, and it sold for $74.40. Up next at number 29 is this 1992 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 488. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for just over $100. We're headed to the mid-90s for the next couple cards starting at number 28, with Michael Jordan's 1994 SP Championship with card number 41. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $115.20. Coming in at number 27 is this 1994 SP Red Michael Jordan, card number MJ1. This Jordan was in a BGS Gem Mint 9.5, and it sold for $126. Up next at number 26 is Michael Jordan's All-Star card from the 1991 Hoops basketball set with card number 253. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $150. Coming in at number 25 is this 1992 Upper Deck 20,000 points featuring the Human highlight film and Michael Jordan with card number SP2. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $168. Coming in at number 24 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Upper Deck MVP holograms with card number 4. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $186. Up next at number 23 is this 1990 Panini sticker panel featuring Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, card number GH. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $204. We get a pretty rare Michael Jordan that I don't see too often at number 22 with this 1989 Magnetobulls. This was a PSA 9 and it sold for $222. Up next at number 21 is this 1992 Topps Gold Michael Jordan card number 3. This gold parallel was in a PSA 10, and it sold for $240. And we get a classic early 1990s Jordan insert to kick off the top 20 with this 1993 ultra famous nicknames card number 7. This was a BGS 9.5, and it sold for $276. Up next at number 19 is Michael Jordan's base card from the 1987 Fleer basketball set with card number 59. This was a PSA 6 and it sold for $276. We're back to the inaugural 1991 Upper Deck basketball set at number 18 with this Magic Johnson versus Michael Jordan card number 34. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $288. Coming in at number 17 is Michael Jordan's base card from the 1990 Hoops Superstars box set with card number 12. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $312. Up next at number 16 is this 1994 SP Championship die-cut Michael Jordan card number 41. This was a PSA 10 and it sold for $324. Coming in at number 15 is Michael Jordan's All-NBA from the 1993 Ultra basketball set with card number 2. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $324. We're back to the 1992 Topps basketball set at number 14, with Michael Jordan's base gold parallel with card number 141. This was a PSA 10, and it also sold for $324. Coming in at number 13 is this 1992 Stadium Club members only Michael Jordan card number 210. This was a PSA 10 and it sold for $372. We get another classic early 1990s Michael Jordan insert at number 12 with this 1993 Ultra Power in the Key card number 2. This was a BGS 9 and it sold for $432. We're back to the 1990 Fleer basketball set at number 11, this time with Michael Jordan's All-Star with card number 5. This was a PSA 10 and it sold for $456. And kicking off the top 10 of today's list is this 1994 Finest Michael Jordan card number 331. This was a PSA 10 and it sold for $516. Up next at number 9 is Michael Jordan's members only from the 1993 Stadium Club basketball set with card number 1. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $552. Coming in at number 8 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Upper Deck All-Star Weekend with card number 15. This Jordan was in a PSA 10, and it sold for $630. Up next at number 7 is this 1994 Finest Michael Jordan, card number 331. This particular PSA 10 had the protective coating, and it sold for $720. Coming in at number 6 is Michael Jordan's base card from the 1989 Fleer basketball set with card number 21. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $870. Alright guys, and with the top 30 already reaching $100 plus a card, I thought this was a solid weekly auction, and I hope you guys are enjoying today's top 50 as well. I did pull aside 10 bonus cards for you guys today, and we'll start off with this 1991 Skybox Team USA Barcelona team card. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $19.20. For our second bonus card, I ran across Michael Jordan's All-Star card from the 1992 Topps basketball set with card number 115. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $18 even. Up next is this 1991 Skybox Bulls starting 5 with Michael Jordan, card number 337. This was a PSA 9, and it sold for $14.40. For our fourth bonus card, I ran across Michael Jordan's All-Star card from the 1990 Hoops basketball set with card number 5. This was a PSA 8, and it sold for $12 even. Up next is Michael Jordan's 1993 Fleer with card number 28. This was a CSG 8.5, and it sold for $10.80. For another Michael Jordan All-Star card, I found his 1993 Hoops All-Star card with card number 257. This was an SGC 8.5, and it also sold for $10.80. And for our seventh bonus card, I ran across Michael Jordan's base card from the 1990 Hoops basketball set with card number 65. This was a PSA 7, and it sold for just short of $10. For an ungraded Jordan, I found this 1992 Upper Deck International Italian Fanimation, card number 86. This card was ungraded but authenticated by NBA, and it also sold for $9.60. For our ninth bonus card, I ran across this 1991 Hoops 1991 NBA Champions Michael Jordan card number 543. This was a CSG 8, and it sold for $8.40. And for our 10th and final bonus card, we get one of Michael Jordan's 1992 Upper Deck Award winner holograms with card number AW9. This Jordan hologram was ungraded but authenticated by NBA, and it sold for $7.20. Alright guys, and getting back to the top 5, kicking things off at number 5 is this 1991 Hoop Superstars Michael Jordan, card number 13. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $1,290. Up next at number 4 is this 1992 Panini Sticker MVP Foil Michael Jordan, card number 20. This was a PSA 10, and it sold for $1,620. And we're sticking to the 1992 Panini sticker set at number 3 with Michael Jordan sticker number 102. This was also a PSA 10, and it sold for $2,370. Coming in at number 2 is this 1989 Fleer sticker number 3. This Jordan was in a PSA 10, and it sold for $4,680. And topping off today's list at number 1 is this 1993 Ultra Scoring Kings Michael Jordan, card number 5. This Jordan insert was in a PSA 10, and it sold for $11,700. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.